Buzz TV. It's a fun day. It's a Webiview day. We caught up with a good friend of ours, Skum Love. Skum's over in Hollywood. Actually, where are you today? North Hollywood?
Yeah, I'm in North Hollywood at my job.
Yeah, we all have those day things. I know how that's going. But the main reason we wanted to get a hold of Skum, but you've seen us talk to him with other stuff, is Skum's got the band back together again. And I love when stuff like that happens. So let's just dive into this. Skum, tell us about the band and who is not here with us today.
Well, for the live band right now, we have a lot of the prominent members from before, from about three to 4 or 5 years ago. We have Rattan, who actually, when we broke up the band, he took off to Powerman 5000, but he's back to play with us again. We have DB, who is playing bass for like the last 5 years for us. He's back. We got Garrison, who played.
You gotta love the internet, because there's always that time where it's gonna skip and hiccup and even lose Skum. But we're gonna be back, and as soon as we get that, we'll re-edit that sucker.
Oh, you guys there?
Yeah, we're still here. See, and as you see, that's just how the internet is. Sometimes it goes big and comes right back in. So we were getting, I think we left off with DB.
Yeah, so DB came back, and Garrison, my guitar player for like the last 5-6 years, is back.
And if I could interrupt real quick, I'm getting you from maybe eyes down. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What can you do? Here, I'll hold the damn thing. So Garrison's back playing guitar, DB's playing bass, Rattan's playing drums. I actually got my original guitar player, Robinson, flying in from Iowa to join us on stage for this show. Not sure how many shows he'll do with us, but he will definitely be doing the June 6th show, where is our reunion and our record release.
Very nice. Now, what caused you to reform this thing and get it going? Because I know you're an extremely busy guy with things you're doing in your, the business world.
Yeah, well, I had another kid, and trying to get my family stuff together and be a father. I have, older kids that are out of the house now, and so I kind of wanted to focus on that and work, in the industry part of it. And then I got a phone call from a friend of mine who works for a label at the time, and he was like, "Hey man, there's this label, and I'd love to sign you to it." And I was like, "Well, I don't have a band anymore." And he goes, "Well, don't you have an album you never finished?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I got the album I started like 6 years ago." And and he goes, "Well, let's finish it up and put it out." And I said, "Great, sounds like a great idea." I started doing that, and as I was doing that, the label kind of got more lucid, I guess. The president was talking to me for a little bit, and then less and less and less, and then I stopped seeing him online. He stopped checking emails. The other band that was with me was Pop Elite itself was signing to the label, and they were having the same problem. So I called up my buddy who was A&Ring for them, and he didn't hear anything back either from the label. So it's kind of like they just fell off the face of the earth. So I finished the album, and now I didn't have a place to go with it. So, once again, I was like, screw the industry, screw, label, the music industry, blah, blah, blah. And here comes, David Ellison with a new label. And my buddy Tom Hazer runs it. And we all started talking. I was talking to Dave at NAMM. I was talking to Tom on the phone and online about, man, I need to find a new label. Now that I've got the bug again, I've got that itch, I'm going to put out this album. And I gave a copy to Dave Ellison, and I sent one to Tom, and then all of a sudden Dave's telling Tom, you know, if Scummy doesn't have a label, then let's sign him up, you know. And Tom's like, well, I'm already kind of talking to him. And it just kind of like, they wanted me, I wanted them. It seemed like a pretty easy thing. I didn't have to get so full into the music industry on some big label that's going to lose me. I could get into a label that's growing from the ground up right now. I could grow with them, and I could put out my album. I'm really not expecting much more than to get the album out, let people experience it, and if they like it, they like it. I mean, I love the album. It's literally one of my favorite albums to listen to. I was just listening to it in the car, and I guess it's kind of weird for me to say that. A lot of artists finish recording and they're like, damn, I don't want to hear that album for a long time. I actually love it. I made it for me. So, you know, with that, I'm hoping other people will like it. But if no one else does, it's not a big deal. I like it.
Well, you know, that does say a lot when you could do something and then like to listen to it. Because, again, you're right, most people do something, don't want to hear it, they're going to play it on tour or whatever, but have it in your personal rotation and something you really groove to says a lot for the music. Now, I've seen a couple video clips online and stuff, and I love what I see in here. So I'm pretty sure it's going to go over well. Now, when is this record release going to be, and where is it going to be?
The record release is at the Whiskey A Go-Go on June 6th. I did a show at the Whiskey 10 years ago that date, 666. And I was competing against Danzig and Hank 3. I was competing against like the Church of Satan had a show going on, and Radio Satan had a radio show. A whole bunch of these 666 shows were going on. I literally booked that date 3 years prior, wanting it. I grabbed a bunch of local bands, kind of like what I did this time around, came out and kicked ass. And it was a good show. I mean, we got, I think, we were very close to selling out. And, you know, the Whiskey at that time, I think it was like 460 was the capacity. I think now it's opened up a little bit more. It's like 500 now. But we basically were a couple people away from selling out. So I wanted to do it again, and I called them up and said, listen, I got this album coming out. I think 6616 would be great to put the album out, as there's a lyric in one of my songs where I say sweet 616. So it all just kind of comes to play. And everyone said yeah, so I grabbed We Are the Riot, Heaven Below, Mad Life, and then Arise in Chaos, who's on the label. So let's do this show, you know, and you know, the We Are the Riot guys were just like, immediately, yes, we'll do it, you know. Same thing with Mad Life and you know, Heaven Below. So it was really cool to do this, and it was a way for me to, because I'm big in the LA scene, helping out local bands. It's my way of, these bands aren't signed yet, but they should be, because they're huge.
Exactly.
They're all terrific.
They really are. You know, I have personal friends in a couple of those bands. Now, as we were talking, I was looking real quick. That's a Monday.
Yeah.
Which is actually nice for me in a sense. With my personal workload, I might actually be able to disappear and get in. So I'm going to actually check on seeing if we could come in and shoot that thing.
Hey.
We're doing some really fun stuff, and in fact, I'll just do a fun little plug, because now we're hooking up and we're also into virtual reality. So we're working with Kodak. Let's see, there's your camera. So we're using one of their VR 360 rigs. So we'd love to come get this thing. We'll talk to a couple guys in the other bands as well. But you know, on top of the 3D and the 4K stuff, virtual reality is just so really cool if you've seen what it is.
Yeah.
And we'd love to come out and actually get that thing going, because I think the 6th would be a great thing. Damn it, I just realized your camera's over there. Okay, sorry about that. because I moved. But yeah, we'd really love to come do that because I think they need to see this and not just hear it from us. Now, where are we going to be able to buy the album?
The album should be available at stores nationwide. You can go to empmerch.com, which is the EMP label, and buy it there. If you go to skumlove.com, there's links there. You can pre-order it already. You can pre-order it in like a bulk thing where you get a T-shirt, you get the CD. They're going to send me the covers very soon, and I'm going to get whoever's in town to sign the covers with me, and then the first, I think, 30 people will get those signed covers, but you never know who's going to be in town and who's going to be, who's going to autograph it. So we're trying to make some big things. The main thing is the album cover. I don't know if you've seen it. It's me sitting on a throne of naked women.
I have not seen it, and now I am definitely going to go look that one up because that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, there's a censored version on the EMP site. There's one on my Facebook, on the Scum Love site. And of course, we already got can we put this in stores? And I was like, I don't care. This is what I'm doing, It's rock and roll. Rock and roll's supposed to be rebellious.
Well, and you're supposed to have fun, too.
Exactly. And, the shoot was amazing and it was great. So I said, Kelly, yeah, we're doing it. So Tom over at EMP was like, well, let's see what we can do to get the album into all the stores without them freaking out on the album cover. So I think it's going to be in a black O case, where like the outside of it's a black case. You pull the sleeve off, a black sleeve off of it, and then you'll see the album cover. Just for those that Target, Walmart, things like that might hold the album. We don't offend too much, so.
Well, some people are scared of their own shadow. Now, we did mention the site skumlove.com. What about the band site?
That's the band site. This SKUMLOVE.com is that's everything about the band is on there. I kind of keep my Facebook, a little bit of band, a little bit of my personal stuff, but the scumlove.com is the band site.
Perfect.
So anything that has to do with the band will always be there. I put up blogs weekly. And post stuff all the time. Trying to keep it a little bit more pro and not, blab on it like I do on my Facebook a lot. So.
Now, with the album, as you were talking, this was something you started 6 years ago and you finished now.
Yeah.
Between that time window of 6 years ago and now, and how technology has jumped enormously, what would you say the biggest difference was for you in getting this thing done? It would be that my producer updated his Pro Tool rig, and a lot of his effects and things like that weren't comparable with the new Pro Tools, so we had to find new sounds for electronics, things like that, So yeah, but with that came new ideas. So we'd have a song and go, this is what it sounded like, but you know what? Let's put these new sounds into it, and it updated everything and made us sound, more, more now, I guess you could say, without having to compromise the sound that I wanted to do. I already back then had Tommy Victor record and Tony Campos and, a bunch of people, and Burton Seabell. On listening back, we got rid of one of our guitar players, so we re-recorded a lot of the tracks that he did because it just wasn't up to par. And one of the ways of doing that was we brought Dino Cazares from Fear Factory in to record on one of the tracks that I thought he would do real well on, and so it's just the updating of the sounds and the quality of the recording between the 6 years was a huge thing. But I think
it did it justice, and I re-recorded a lot of my vocals, and I think it's pretty cool. I like it, and hopefully other people will like it too. It's, I kind of wanted to go less the electronic industrial side and more the guitar industrial side by just making a good rock album. Really, we went more guitar on this.
For people like me, that's a good thing, because I love a lot of guitar. Now, Skum, you've been around this for a long, long time, like myself, so you've seen the industry go through a lot of changes, good and bad. What would you recommend to the younger cats out there? Obviously the ones that are past just playing in their garage, but really trying to break into this.
What would I say to them?
Yeah, obviously, don't quit your day job.
It's a very expensive hobby, but just do what you want to do. Don't take so many people's comments and input. Do what feels right for you. If doing something totally left field feels right for you, then do it. There's going to be a market for that. If doing stuff that's just straightforward rock is what you want to do, there's definitely still a market for that. But don't look at numbers, don't look at market, don't look at how can I make money, because you're going to be pigeonholed, and when that scene is done, you're done.
Exactly.
So the best thing to do is whatever you feel, well, the music that gets you a hard on, that fucking gives you the goosebumps, that's the music to go for, and if, whatever style it is, it could be pop, it could be punk, it could be metal, whatever it is, just, if that's what drives you, then that's the right decision. But don't let numbers and money and what your friends think are cool, or what some guy in a suit at a label tells you is cool. I mean, I've always done it my way, and I've gotten a couple labels coming to me, and now I've got a great one, EMP, and they just let me do what I want to do. And that's what's going to be, the best thing, because whether I sell albums or not, I'm proud of the product I put out there and the art that I've done. And it's better than, okay, well, let me sound like this cool band that's doing good, or this cool band that's doing good. And then years down the road, I go, why did I do that? That sucked. That album was not what I wanted to do. I did what everybody else wanted me to do.
And you know what a lot of people lose track of is having fun. That's the whole reason we all started doing this, was to have fun and enjoy ourselves. And somehow it took a real bad left turn into the world of corporate city. Mm-hmm. And everyone lost track of that. And it would be great if you could get paid and have a fabulous life, but you know what? That's not why I started this. I didn't pick up a guitar going, tomorrow I'm going to be, rich beyond belief. I did it because I wanted to play guitar. And that's what you really need to keep in perspective. The game's changed, but the love for what you do is never going to change.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I first started Scum Love, I was working in the industry. I was a writer for Rock City News and Screamer Magazine and a bunch of other local mags, and I was a promoter and a booking agent and all that stuff, because I did it because I wanted to see my favorite bands play. And that was a way I can get into the shows for free. That's a way I can book my favorite bands and see my favorite shows. And when I started making music, I just sat in my room and did music. And I used to make little cassettes. That's how far back this was. Make cassettes of stuff I wanted to hear. I go, you know what? I want to do something with this drum beat, this bass line, and I want to sing this. And I just make little cassettes, and I just listen to them on my Walkman. And and that's what I did. I did it for me. And the funny thing is I was working for Glenn Danzig at the time in his mailroom at Verotic, and he came in like, oh, I'm starting a new label, and do you know any bands? And I said, yeah, I know a lot of bands, you know. And he goes, well, who's this you're listening to in the background here? And I was like, well, that's my band. Well, not really my band, just me. And he goes, let me hear it, give it to me, turn it up. And I turned it up, and he listened, and he goes, I like it, I'll sign you. You know, and I wasn't even looking to get signed. I wasn't looking to play out live or anything else. And, you know, that turned into looking at it a little bit more serious. The record never came out. Nothing came of it. Long story I don't want to get into. But it made me take it a little bit more serious. And a couple years later, and 7,000 albums later, selling them out of the trunk of my car, literally, with never playing a show, I started playing live. And then I was selling out the Dragonfly and the Whiskey A Go-Go and the Roxy. And it wasn't because I wanted to get a label. It wasn't because I wanted to put out albums. It wasn't because anything else but that this is what I wanted to do. And the first time I played live, the bug was there. And I just wanted to go out there and kick teeth in and run around on stage and bleed and sweat. And that's what I do it for, you know? And I just been, you know, lucky enough to get paid for most of it. Even if it's enough to pay my pay my band off, and you know, for a, you know, a U-Haul or the drink tab or whatever. But you know, now in my 40s, I take it a little bit more serious, as I'm just putting the album out because I want to do it, and it's something I wanted to do, and it's going to be out. If I decide to tour, we'll look at that. If I decide to, you know, do another album, we'll look at that. But I'm going to play it, you know, day by day, you know, play it by ear and see what comes along, and be a little bit more smart, and but do it my way. And the one thing that working with Danzig, for instance, he always told me is, do what the fuck you want to do. You know, do it your way. And you know, you can't go wrong that way. You might piss other people off, but it's better to piss other people off than to piss yourself off.
Well, exactly. You know, you have to be true to yourself. In the end, you're the one that's going to have to look at yourself in the mirror somewhere down the road. So you always have to be loyal and true to yourself. Now, 6/6, we know the album's coming out.
Yep.
Most important question. What did we leave out that they need to know about Skum Love, the band, the album, and the release date of 6/6?
Let's see. Is this a trick question? Let's see. Well, the album comes out on 6/6/16. We're going to be doing our record release at the Whiskey A Go-Go that same day, which the tickets are flying off the shelf right now. You can find them at ticketweb.com. And we got some badass shows happening. We're going to do some more videos and some cool stuff. So we'll see what comes out after that. But I think it's going to be really cool to see everybody there and us playing for the first time in 4 years.
That is going to be great. Now, you know, for everything you've done for the community and for so many artists, because again, I know what you do, you know, outside of the band stuff. Personally, I want to thank you, but again, you know, this is just a karma thing. Things come around and it comes back. And now you're getting to do something you really love with the support of the community that you've helped. So, you know, I really enjoy that because it shows a lot of love in that sense. We're going to make sure we do our best to get out there. Now, I don't know if you remember that fun little interview we did with our friend Society One a year or two ago at NAMM, but we usually end this thing with our little game called Roll the Bones. What we've done is updated it now. I've got a 30-sided dice and 30 pre-selected questions, and I think 5 of them deal with music now. You up for a quick round?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see if I can do this.
Okay, question 17 is, if you could be anyone else, who would you be?
If I could be anyone else, who would I be?
Yep.
God. A richer man. Good question. That's a really good question. You know what? To answer it honestly, I wouldn't want to be anybody else but myself.
Okay, that works. My answer was Steve Vai, just because I could shred, but I can't shred like that, and I've you know, he got a kick out of that when we played. Okay, real quick, I will roll one, and I got 25, and 25 is, what was the last gift I gave to someone? God, what was the last? Oh, my daughter's birthday just came up. It was 2 days ago. I paid her cell phone bill and her car insurance.
Can you do mine?
Do you really want to call me daddy? Scum, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy. I see you back there in the Schechter factory, so give everybody some love over there at Schechter. We do love those guys. I'll be in touch personally. This thing should air a week from Wednesday. We'll make sure we get it up before the show so we could plug it, and I'm going to do my best to get out there.
Cool, man. Thank you.
No, thank you. For me, for Scum Love, for Buzz TV, for the family at Schechter, we're out of here, guys. See ya.
Bye.